Black Panther dropped a new trailer a couple of days ago, and in this video I want to break that trailer down and go over a lot of the buzz for this flick. Let's talk about it. What is up, YouTube? It's Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. If you love comic book movies, subscribe to this channel. We do all sorts of coverage of those types of flicks. Oh, and shout out to Boss Stupid Man, who got the nerd card question correct in my Han Solo trailer video. You definitely know your stuff when it comes to Star Wars, and you've got a hilarious name. So shout out to you, Boss Stupid Man. There will be another nerd card question at the end of this video. All right, everybody, let's talk Black Panther. The new trailer dropped a couple of days ago during the national championship of the college football. Holy crap, that trailer was awesome. It was super duper lit, but there was not a lot of new stuff or new story bits in the trailer, which I actually think is a good thing. They tend to keep showing us sort of similar scenes. A lot of the shots we've already seen. That's perfectly fine. My hype level is already through the roof. I really do not need any more shown to me in the trailers. Now, having said that, there was some stuff that I want to break down from this new trailer that I think is speaking to fans. Number one, it's the tone. Okay, so you get this real awesome mix between fun, family, and royalty. I also think that you're going to get a tone that's something like James Bond meets Game of Thrones, but in a crazy science fiction setting with a lot of awesome tech. And I mean, that just sounds awesome to me, right? Game of Thrones, James Bond, science fiction. Holy crap, yes. But the vibe that I got from the new trailer was that there will be some humanity and a lot of humor in the film. I like how his sister says, "My king," and he sort of says, "Stop it," you know? And so you'll get to see T'Challa interacting with people that he's comfortable around, and you'll get to see both sides of him. He has to present himself as king, right? But he also is T'Challa. I mean, his sister and him probably had a lot of adventures, got into a lot of trouble when they were younger. The Dora Milaje looked to him to sort of be, you know, this kind of commander, but I think he will also have like a love interest in the film as well. So I think they're sort of letting you know that there's going to be those sort of elements. We're going to have fun in this movie. It's not going to be so stoic and regal, which may have been a concern for some people, given what we got out of Chadwick Boseman from Civil War. It wasn't really my concern, but I think this is maybe speaking to those fans. The only other part of the trailer that jumped out to me was when Michael B. Jordan is saying "your secrets," and then you see the panther in the tree, which I think is from the necropolis. And I think once again, this is just a little hint that yes, they do indeed have the soul stone in Wakanda. It is perhaps what creates the necropolis, the city of the dead, and allows for the Black Panther to convene with the spirits and souls of the former Black Panthers. I think this is where we're going to get a moment between T'Challa and his father. And when Michael B. Jordan is delivering the lines and he says, "your weapons, your secrets," and we see that shot of the panther tree, I really think that's just one more piece of evidence that the soul gem is in Wakanda. And speaking of Michael B. Jordan, I think he's going to absolutely crush it in this film. And we get a little more dialogue out of him in this trailer. And it once again has sort of a fun tone to it. Don't get me wrong, I think he's definitely coming after the throne. And I have heard rumors that there will be a sort of claim to the throne that he has, and perhaps some real kind of period piece, kings and queens sort of stuff going on there. Wouldn't it be crazy if he ends up being the brother of T'Challa? I know that wouldn't be comic accurate, but it could be pretty intriguing. And I think that, you know, we've had a problem with villains in the MCU, and I think Michael B. Jordan is going to be one of the great villains. By the way, I actually thought that Andy Serkis killed it as Claw in Age of Ultron, and I'm excited to see him in this movie more as well. I think he's actually one of the best villains we have in the MCU as well. So you get these two sort of hanging out, being great MCU villains together. Man, recipe for success in my opinion. So let's talk about some of the news that's coming out online that should get you extra hyped for Black Panther. First of all, there's the fact that Kendrick Lamar is doing original music for this movie. And I probably don't have to tell many of you who Kendrick is, but I want to emphasize how crazy it is that he is doing all new music for this album. album. Kendrick really takes his time with his music. He has actually not put out a huge body of work as far as his produced albums compared to some of the other artists that are in hip-hop. He is amazing at what he does, and I think it's super cool that he is going to be doing original music for this movie. Ticket sales are through the roof on Black Panther. It has more pre-sold day one tickets than Civil War. That is a huge deal. I think people are excited for this film. There's all sorts of people that have all sorts of reasons that they are looking forward to this film. And I am so excited that those sales are there. When you go see Black Panther, you're going to be in a great theater, great experiences, people cheering, people laughing, people clapping. It's going to be very, very fun. There's also the fact that this movie ties directly into Infinity War. We think that Wakanda, being the place that houses the Soul Gem and one of the strongholds on Earth, is going to be the anchor of the first Infinity War film. It will be where they make their final stand, and we will get a lot of action in that movie in Wakanda. So it's so cool that we're going to get this crazy look into what Wakanda is actually like, and then we will have that make sense and have emotional resonance in Infinity War. So man, just the way they set this whole thing up, I think is pretty brilliant, and it's got me super excited. The last thing that I want to talk about as far as hype is concerned is this thing that I keep hearing from a lot of fans out there, and that is the fact that this film just showcases Black excellence, and I couldn't agree more. I think that Ryan Coogler is hyper aware of how important this movie is with regards to the Black community and just in general. I mean, it reminds me a lot of the Patty Jenkins thing, right? When she's doing Wonder Woman, she's hyper aware of how important that film is to women everywhere, and that sort of a realization gave her the license to just pour herself into that project. And I think that the whole cast and crew understood and had reverence for what was going on with Wonder Woman, and it comes out in the final product. Wonder Woman is a great movie, and I think similar to that, the whole cast of Black Panther, everybody that's involved with Black Panther, understands what a big deal this movie is, and they're going to pour themselves into this film. So as a fan of just great art and what great artists can do when they have reverence for what they are creating, I am so excited to see what actually happens in this movie and how Ryan Coogler handled this kind of a project. I mean, this is a big blockbuster movie. It has a lot on the line, and I think he's going to knock it out of the park. So I wanted to go over that too, because it should get you really, really excited. Those are just some of my thoughts about Black Panther. It's one of my favorite characters from the comic books. I love T'Challa and I love Wakanda. I can't wait to see it realized right in front of my face. It's going to be amazing. But what do you all think of the Black Panther movie? Are you incredibly excited for it? Is there a bit of news out there about Black Panther that I missed? Please drop that in the comment section. Always willing to learn and have a conversation with you guys. So let's do that in the comment section below. All right, let's check that nerd card really quickly, and I want to know what famous X-Man was at one time married to T'Challa in the comic books. And now that this Fox Marvel deal is going through, we could possibly see this relationship come to the MCU. But the question is, who was the X-Man that T'Challa was married to in the Avengers vs. X-Men comic book? Answer that question in the comment section below. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and nerdy day. See ya!